Okay, you'll know within the first sentence who this award is going to. I first met Tris in 1983 when we were graduate students at UCLA. I was finishing work on my dissertation, and Tris was just beginning his doctoral studies under the mentorship of Ivar Lovas. One of the things that I soon came to recognize about Tris is that he has a remarkable ability to tackle complex issues and map out a systematic and methodological game plan to solve these issues. The study on parent training presented today shows exemplary thoughtfulness and rigor in research design, balanced with a practical approach to solving an important problem and carried out in a real-world, community-based context. Tris has been incredibly productive in his 36 years. Did I do the math right? Counting your buddy experience as an undergraduate. In the field of autism, including authoring more than 100 journal articles, book chapters, and books. Throughout his career, Tris has been a tireless champion of evidence-based approaches to treatment. When there's disagreement and controversy within the world of autism interventions, you can count on Tris to shine the light on what really works, calmly and persistently synthesizing the data that's out there, separating the wheat from the chaff in terms of high-quality, believable evidence versus dubious pretenders that rely on so-called expert opinion. When the data do not exist, he rounds up the troops, convinces bureaucratic agencies to cough up the money to fund the research, and collects the data. Gluten-free diet, he and his colleagues have shown it does not make a difference. And when the emperor is not wearing clothes, Tris doesn't hesitate to say so, diplomatically but clearly. But Tris also sticks to the data, does not go beyond what the data actually show, and is always careful to clearly distinguish between hypothesis, conclusion, and speculation. So Tris would more precisely have described that study as the study does not provide evidence to support general use of the gluten-free diet. That's quoting from the article itself. But Tris knows the difference between saying that gluten-free diets for children with autism do not work. And he wants you to know the difference too. Tris is one of the few behavior analysts who circulates in the non-behavioral world of IMFAR and other organizations and is widely recognized for his wisdom and integrity. The most remarkable thing about Tris, besides being brilliant and humble, and that's a rare combination, is his ability to rein in wildly creative and flamboyant personalities, like a certain person from Norway, for example, in order to get them focused on completing the job and keep them from alienating the world. After I finished my dissertation in 1987, Tris rescued me and Ivar from a 6-year loop of edits, re-edits, rejected journal submissions, more edits and re-edits. And if it wasn't for Tris, the follow-up study of the Young Autism Project, which was finally published in 1993, probably would never have seen the light of day. Some of Tris's most recognized work has been spearheading replication studies of the UCLA project, demonstrating the effectiveness and limitations of intensive early intervention. His work has also entailed investigating various components of discrete trial teaching, such as error correction, and what I'm particularly a fan of is expanding trials. And I don't think very many people in the world realize that. More recently, Ron and I had produced a draft of a paper on a progressive approach to the science of ABA. It was a very rough draft. It sounded like the grumblings of a couple of old men. We turned it over to Justin, a much younger man, and it became a full-blown rant on everything we think is wrong with the direction that the field is going, and it was never going to get published. Not a revise and resubmit, not more suitable for some other journal, just straight rejection. Trist to the rescue transformed a rambling tirade into a focused, cogent, measured, and much more persuasive commentary, and it was quickly accepted for publication. So today we'd like to acknowledge this lifetime achievement to the field of autism treatment and behavior analysis. And Tris, we look forward to your continued leadership and future accomplishment. And you're not allowed to retire before your big brothers. And the word is that won't be for a while. So,
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. I really am surprised by this, so I am grateful to John and everyone for the award. A little scared to be getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. So, but I appreciate the last sentence about continuing to work, so yes. That's encouraging anyway. Anyway, it's a particular honor to get this award from such a great group. It's remarkable that John and Ron and other folks have been working together, for almost 40 years, as they were saying, and have really accomplished a great deal, both in terms of clinical service and also now in training and research. So this is really an extraordinary honor for me, and
well deserved.
Thank you.
Well
so thank you.